here we are with our next War of Rights weekly podcast. We're going to be talking about war of rights in the past, present, and future. All that glorious stuff. We have a bunch of people from the community to talk about this and more. So let's go through and introduce everyone. First, we have Susan.
I'm Sergeant Major Susan, 9th New York, Hawkins Zuovs.
Then we have Killer.
All right. Well. You like it? Does it look good?
That's me.
That's you?
No, I am Killer.
Killer's the British one, not the meatball.
He is indeed.
It's a wad.
Killer, is there anything else you'd like to describe about yourself?
God save the king.
Next, we have Buzz.
Give me a second. I'm figuring out.
Next, we have McPhail.
Hold on. You want to see me when I'm working out?
Put your video on.
This is war.
That's me working out.
This
right
is war of
now.
rights in the present.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can move on.
McPhail.
Yep, just Lieutenant McPhail from South Sea Brigade.
Stop introducing yourselves like from the War of Rights shit, man.
The
Just
whole
say
point of
McPhail.
this, boss. I don't know what you're talking
Whatever.
about.
All right.
Rank
All right. Continue doing it.
Some people
Sorry.
might be listening on Spotify and be like, "Oh, who is this weird guy?" Anyways, Corded.
I'm Corded. That's it.
Huge. Savvy.
All right. I am Major Sevi of the 6th New York 1st Regiment Irish Brigade, Sumner's 2nd Corps in the Reich Grand Division, and I would just like to say that everyone else in this chat has my utmost respect for the next 5 minutes.
What happens after the 5 minutes?
I'm your second core.
Well, no problem.
5 minutes is so generous. It's more than I expected.
Yeah, I didn't know Sevi could last 5 minutes. That's me.
Shut the...
I can last longer with you, Killer.
Anyways, so let's start. We're gonna go war of rights in the past, then the present, and the future. So let's start in the past, I guess. Let's talk about metas, like
the
comparing
glory
older
days.
metas.
Okay, so the old meta, if you guys remember before counterattack happened, was to just go capture the point. So
Point and win.
Garland's stand used to be Garland's stand used to be all about just getting to that stone wall and owning that stone wall, and everybody basically ignores it. You know, let me.
It's such a shame, isn't it?
It really
It is. It really is. It's like
So
sort of
true.
like,
How long was the game without counterattack?
3 years, right?
3 years?
I think that was mid 2020. Mid 2020.
No, it was 20. Was it 2020?
Well,
I know for a
so,
fact
maybe
it was
Joel
after
came
the
up
Fortune
around.
Brooklyn fell apart.
Really?
So yeah, it had to have been 2020.
I don't ever remember playing without counterattack.
Well, you probably
Yeah,
haven't been playing that long.
I joined
You
middle
haven't, yeah.
2020. Yeah.
I can't
Oh
remember.
man, you missed
playing
out.
it.
was-
There used to be just the campfire, or the campground rather.
Sure, I
You just
joined
walk
too.
around and pretend.
Oh,
Hey,
2019,
the
man.
paintball games are fun. I don't know what you're talking about. But what I remember that there were multiple community members who left when the counterattack update came out. Like, Eisman,
oh yeah. I've met that guy.
I ran into him on another social media platform, and he just ranted about how that fucking counterattack update's gonna kill war fights. It's gonna die in like 6 months. And well, it's been a lot more than 6 months.
I don't
So
know.
I don't
I
think.
mean, how many
nobody knows
times
that.
have people said that about this
in
game?
trouble right now, but this
Guys,
is me,
guys,
this
be
is
calm.
what I'm doing.
Be calm.
This is what I'm doing right now. I'm
Dude,
vaping
Beakoff is
right
gonna
now.
kill war rights.
Couldn't
if he did
find a
so.
picture of
What
Meatwad
what did you not
vaping.
like about counterattack?
Us, shut up.
I don't know. He was just cringe and nay. Everybody else liked it. It's an amazing change. I couldn't imagine playing this game without
Dude,
counterattack.
to be
or without
honest,
overtime
I
without
wish
left
that
hand.
they added a feature to take counterattack off, so you could like play without it for
It's
a bit.
cringe.
What do you mean?
How does it work without
Counterattack
it?
is based.
They would just
Uh,
cap
it-
it
it-
on.
No,
win.
the
You
the
just
capturing
win when you
was-
cap, that's it?
really
sir.
quickly low. The capturing was
So
twice as long
matches
back then.
lasted like 5 minutes?
Yeah, it's
No,
used to do
no,
3
You,
no.
matches
you could
back
get
then.
really,
Yeah.
really quick matches.
However, capturing took twice as long back then. So it was
Yeah.
very unlikely that you would just really quickly win. Capturing took forever.
I mean, but even
I wouldn't oppose.
I'm just
the
thinking
setting in
if you
that.
wipe the enemy in a lot of maps, like it can take like 2-3 minutes for them to regroup and attack.
Right, but it takes
but-
about 3 to 5 minutes to cap the point fully.
And you do got to remember that the server sizes back then was 150 max. You'd be lucky to get 100 in an event. So
Oh,
wiping a
God.
line brought him a good way down to breaking. and if we went past breaking, you just lost the game instantly. There
That's
was
a-
not a
that's a
last stand.
good
There was not a
thing.
final push.
There
That's
was
a good
last
thing
stand
to
and
bring
final
up
push.
though,
That is true.
about the
No,
150 side. Remember
hold
150
on, I'm
servers?
farting. Oh, man.
Attacker bias
Like-
galore.
When
That
when
wasn't-
you, when,
that
when you
wasn't a
had
real
70
fart.
when you had 75 aside and you were like, oh yes, it's a full server. Now you have a 70 aside of event. You're like, oh my god, this is trash.
Yeah.
I wish they never upped it past 200. I think it should have stayed at 200 cap.
The maps
200?
haven't changed size, but
200, yeah.
somehow
It is
Yeah.
making it defense bias.
We should
Yeah,
never.
Part of it.
We should
I want
never
to
have
see
gone
this
past
whole
200 player
community
cap.
in one server.
I want to see I want to see the whole community in multiple servers. I want there to be more than one fucking pub server
Yeah.
open at once. I hate the fact that if you want to hop on this fucking video game and you open it up and it's like the poop and
You
shit.
gotta go to the
Club officer.
goofy ass Civil War.
Yeah, it's like the goofy ass Civil War. It's like we're on
You
contention.
gotta go.
and
You
it's
gotta
like,
go get your admins to be racist to you and
Yeah.
abuse you.
They got rid of Collector's admin. He was probably the
Oh
most like
my-
unbiased
So-
admin.
I don't mean that I want the entire game to just have one server. Of course, we do need choices, but I think if they were able to bump the cap up and we could get, say, the whole regimental community fighting
no,
in
we're
one
getting
big
into
ass
future
battle,
now. We're
that'd be
still in
great.
I wouldn't
past,
want
guys.
that.
Look,
though.
however,
still in
that would
past,
kill the pubs
guys.
forever. That would
We're
kill the.
still
That
in the
would kill the pubs
past,
forever.
man.
Yeah, we're
Let's
talking about
stick in the-
200. We're talking about 200.
What does
Hey.
regimental
It's
battles have
futurist
anything to do with
now.
No,
pubs?
we can compare
Yeah.
past stuff to present stuff.
Okay,
That's- I
Eagle,
mean-
listen.
yeah.
Whose channel is it? Whose
Shoot
channel is
yourself,
it?
boss. Shoot
Uh,
yourself.
Something like
I'm pretty sure it's, pretty sure
Um,
it's my channel.
Oh, it is.
The point is,
Hey, boss, do you even come to the Bill on
free
Wednesday?
counterattack. I do sometimes. I went.
He
I
did
came last
one. He
week.
did announce an event
Yeah,
once.
but
Yeah, he did announce
Ooh.
one of them.
Yeah,
I
he
bring
announced it.
Delaware in
That doesn't
sometimes.
count.
I bring them in
Sometimes.
last week.
Right, well,
anyways,
but I
we
saw
had a
the
major
bracket
impact.
next
We
week.
took.
He caused my numbers to get screwed a little.
Maybe.
Fuck you, boss.
Blame Zoo for that, man.
Don't fuck with his numbers.
Eh. So, point is back in the day we used to play. This was whenever 9th Corps was 9th New York. This was whenever 14th Brooklyn was not the
Fringe.
14th Brooklyn it is now.
Not Burnside's right wing.
Yeah,
That
not
was
Brent-
before
no, that
2020. Then.
BRW was after I left. BRW was not a real group.
That was like-
okay?
Yeah,
That
like,
was
oh, day
post
after you left
14th
them.
Brooklyn.
That was
So,
2019.
BRW worked for like a month, maybe.
What
We
was
had a
that?
couple of fun like brigade
BRW
drills, and that
was-
was about it.
What
was
was the
awesome.
one that was TNA 9th New
Yeah,
York and
Burnside's right wing.
No, that's a different one.
no,
No,
that's
I'm sure
Burnside's
they-
right
Burnside,
wing
no,
was
TNA
way.
was
Burnside's right
not
wing
in
was
Burnside's
like
right wing.
December.
No, Burnside's right wing was us and Apollo's group, the 14th.
Oh,
was-
before
okay,
the
no,
first
then
one.
And also
BRW
the
was
6th
it.
Net New York and the
Okay.
6th Net New York, and that's why we're
Okay,
Mhm.
then that's still post me. What was the one that we had before that though? We had one more before that. I don't
It
remember the
doesn't.
name.
It was probably cringe as fuck. so
I
just
only
don't-
started playing.
You were in it, Sevi.
competitively in 2018.
Yeah, I know.
Or
Like,
2020
that's
rather.
therefore it's cringe as fuck. Okay.
Okay, whatever. Anyways, the
Do you
point
not
is,
think? Do you not think you like it? Do you know? Was it not better when there was less regiments but bigger
I
ones?
really got a shit.
It
dude.
was. Well, no, they
I-
weren't bigger. They were just a
Yeah,
higher.
like 5
They were
minutes,
just a
I got
higher
this shit.
percentage of it, Killer.
Well,
like-
yeah, but like
mean,
Hold on.
we went through we kind of go through like periods of like there's a period of when everyone's in cores and crap like that and big organized structures, and then you go through periods where like last year everyone was their own bloody regiment. There was like 50 units going to each event for each side.
But
And
that
then
was all
now-
Confederate.
No, and now we're going through the period where people are like combining as like non-official official groups to like kind of play together, and it's like that way, in my
Consolidation.
opinion, is so much better than going as individual crappy bloody units. Because I hate how many fucking regiments there are. Sorry for
Yeah,
my
it's true. Like A and V needs to join like.
Yeah,
Sussex or
Sussy
something, man.
Brigade, yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
okay,
I'm
well,
going to the
how do
bathroom.
you,
I mean,
how do
as
you
the-
hate how
as
many
the
regiments
community-
they are? When you call your group the Army of Northern fucking Virginia.
Yeah.
That's like if I said, yeah, I'm McClellan, guys.
Who
That's
cares?
just cringe as fuck. That's cringe. You're cringe.
Yeah, but you could see the same thing as you call yourself a brigade and one of your regiments brings 6 guys.
Yeah, well, I don't like them. I hate.
there you go.
Just scratch that from the record. No, I'm kidding.
Whoa.
I hate the
There
fact
you
that we
go.
are a brigade. I would much rather have stayed a single regiment. That was not my decision. And
Yeah,
I agree. It
well,
would have been much better to be a single regiment.
Our name gets a lot of recruits, so
So does
One of
I
the
remember
nice
when we
things
made the
about
Irish
having
Brig-
all of these other regiments, though, is that as the community grows, there's more people who are interested in the game. Like we only had a couple of regiments back then because there was like maybe 500 people playing the fucking game at any one point. So
Yeah, but
like as the
sometimes-
game expanded, personally, I'm really excited to see these groups, and a lot of them fail. yeah, a lot of them fail because people don't realize how much effort it takes to fucking run one of these communities.
Yeah, you get like
but I am really happy
That's
to
a different
see
topic for
people.
another day.
That's
Yeah, you
fine.
get like a
no,
dude
no,
guy.
really quickly though. That is an
I am
objectively
happy
bad
though
thing.
to see.
That's horrible. Why are you happy about that? Why are you
It's
happy that
objective.
why are you happy that a brand new guy will get the game, right? Join this other Discord with 10 other people, and then the fucking the regiment falls apart. I remember when I first joined this game, I joined a guy named Larson. He was poop, he was dog shit,
I
and
remember
he
him.
made because he was poop and
Well,
dog
it
shit.
sounds like you make bad
I stopped.
choices.
Give me a second. Well, no, because he was the guy who recruited me. He was just fucking random with luck of the draw. He was the first one I saw.
These
in
new guys don't know if a regiment's good or not.
Yeah, precisely. So when these people join these servers, they're much more likely to go inactive and stop playing the game. I know I did. I stopped playing the game after I joined that, and I didn't come back until I bought a new computer. And I only booted the game up because I knew it was the most hardware extensive game I had.
My profile picture now is what Sevi was whenever he was ready to join War of Rights.
That is exactly me. It's actually how I still am, actually. With the
I agree with Sevi. That's some of the things I said about the tier list.
I mean,
people were like, "Oh, well, you're making these regiments look bad. No one's going to join them." And it's like, well, maybe people shouldn't because those are regiments that people join. Like, some of those regiments will recruit all day
I
in
disagree with
pubs.
that, McPhail. Not all of those regiments we put on the lower.
I know. But all I'm saying is, like, there are some regiments that do harm the game in terms that they recruit so much, but then they don't retain people. They're a revolving door, and people quit their regiment, and then they don't join any other regiments, and then they quit. No one's going to play pubs forever, right?
Every Ohio
Like,
regiment.
everybody in here doesn't play pubs because pubs gets old.
I don't know, man.
The only way to get people to
thing about
I wouldn't say nobody. You should always say like most people because there's still like a 0.1% of people that
yeah.
Look, the good thing about as this community is growing, and especially what you're doing, Eagle, is we're getting out different content than we had before. Like, you Google his game, and it's the fucking racist game for the longest time, and now we're starting to finally see these replays and like Jehovah, if I can say a competitor's name. But we're seeing better content, and honestly, I think that as players who are interested in this game, they can watch this stuff, they can see how these regiments fight. I don't think that's going to be as much of a problem as it was before when you were just having like randos drop links in chat to recruit.
Well, no, because
the people joining can actually see us playing.
That is still how most recruits are gotten, though. Most recruits just join the fucking pub server.
Yeah, but you get this one guy who joins, plays for like 15 hours, joins a regiment, feels like, no, I want to lead a regiment, makes his own regiment, and then the first guy he recruits, who has like 2 hours in the game, he makes him his like lieutenant colonel. Yeah, and then those guys don't actually know each other or like each other, and then after about a month and a half, they hate each other, split, and then you have two more tiny regiments.
Calm down.
I have seen that exact
thing
thing happen 100 times.
Experience and they quit the game, and
you need to chill out.
I think part of it too is like you get a game.
And those are problems with those like individuals. Like overall, we've seen a lot of regiments get started and grow.
No,
a lot of these regiments, even on this call, we've seen grow, exponentially from when I joined, like in 2019. So I don't really think that having so many regiments is that bad of a thing because the good ones will stay.
Not a single person in this call. Not a single person in this call. Not a single person in this call. If I recall, I think everybody in here has been a private in a unit at once, and we all joined another. Is that true? Every one of us joined another unit, though. Did you make? Phil, you were in the 14 Brooklyn, so it counts.
I stole like 40 guys from 14 Brooklyn and made my regiment.
So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, what I'm saying here is that pretty much every single successful group in this community either splintered off from another group or was founded by an experienced member of another regiment. I cannot think of a single surviving account of a regiment that is open right now that was founded by somebody with no prior regimental experience. I can't think of one.
I'm sure someone will drop it in the comments.
Somebody will, but then they're gonna drop like fucking.
Oh, great.
I know. That's why I say you should never say nobody. Target's made 80 regiments, so I mean you can say he's had prior regimental experience.
Nobody
I know I shouldn't. I know I shouldn't. That's what I'm saying.
Only stiff stealing absolutes.
The vast majority of people, the vast majority of regiments were founded by either a splinter group or a former member of another regiment, and that is the successful formula to a regiment. It is not a brand new guy making a regiment with 5 hours.
I mean, I made my regiment of taking 80 Mississippi from Second Corps.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah.
That's a splinter right
there. Fuck you, Cordis.
Hey, you didn't take us. We kicked you out.
You actually executed them.
I was there. It was something.
Okay.
So,
So-
on top of possible counterattack, was there anything else from the past that we miss? Like a more recent example, like the ticket counter
I miss-
now
I
reappearing.
miss-
Like,
The sharp
what do we
stripe
think of that?
glitch.
Oh my God, remember
39th
whenever we
New York
made
glitch? Remember
Night
the 39th
Rage
New York
Click?
glitch?
Oh my God,
Dude,
that
that
was
was
so
awesome.
It was
I
so
remember.
cool.
Were
And
you, were
could
you
get
there
the
that one
sharp-
event? No, you weren't there. It was the
On
IVB versus the
Burnsides?
PA. It was the IVB versus the PA, and we got the entire IVB on Confederate Pry Forward with the Sharps carbines. So it was literally a 50. It was a 4340 or something like that. And the entirety of our team had carbines. It was hilarious.
Remember the
Hmm.
Did you just
1v1
keep picking the
era?
flag up and killing each other?
No,
Remember the
no.
1v
We had
the
carbines.
1v1s
You
we
didn't
used to
need
do
to
all
pick up
the
the
time?
flag. You just could get everybody with carbines back then.
Oh, there was
Now
no
you
limits
can't,
to
though.
the limits to the unit.
No. So there
No.
isn't a limit on the Hokum Legion, but you could get a private with a carbine if you did a right trick.
Yeah, you just have to
So-
click off and on it again repeatedly
Yeah.
until it pops up
Hey,
with
I just
sharp
There
discovered
were
sharp
that.
so many people upset and up in arms in the 2-core and the FA Discord. Sevi, you remember? Whenever we
Dude,
did that,
that
like
was
John
sick
got
carbine.
so
Well, I mean,
upset.
if you're fighting a 1v1 and you're using exploits, I
No,
can see why
no,
they're
no,
mad.
no. This
No,
is no,
no,
that's not what that was. I'm talking about just generally utilizing the exploit in regular matches. First of
It
all,
was
it's
base
not
as
an
fuck.
exploit. It's just a game mechanic. Okay.
That is
Bug.
just
Name
a
it
game. I mean,
game
you're-
No,
You're
because that was
exploiting a game
Wait, no.
mechanic.
That was definitely how it's supposed to work because
It made
the
Pry House balanced.
It
made
did make
Pry
Pry
House
House balanced. You were able to get infinite
balance-
sharps. That was
listen,
awesome.
devs, honest to God, and I know Creasy's probably
Crusty?
listening to this, man.
Crusty.
Some of those
Crusty
games
Jack.
Who's he
have
just played with
some
us
have
the other day?
terrible design. Some of them have
They
terrible
should bring
design.
back. They should
okay?
bring back the fucking
It's just true.
the 39th
Like
New York glitch.
Bloody Lane, we've been winning them more recently as Confederates. I've won like what
That's
3 times
true,
the past
yeah,
like
Bloody
month.
Lane
I've
was
won Bloody
nice.
Lane as Confederate. The thing is though, it's still ridiculously biased towards the Union, and you could say it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be.
It is
no,
supposed to be.
listen.
Yeah.
It's too easy. It's simply too easy. Okay.
I disagree with
The
that.
issue is that Union groups are getting shittier and shittier.
I think it's that there's a
Hey,
defense bias
Bus.
with bigger servers.
yeah,
It's getting
exactly.
less and less though. There's less
Well,
and
Bigger,
no,
less
the bigger
union
the
also-
groups.
server, the easier it is to defend.
Also, too, you've
True.
had the new strategy of turtling.
It's not.
It's not a new
Okay,
strategy.
okay,
Yeah,
turtling, whatever the heck. Defenders pull off the point, force the
That's
cap.
That's been out since counterattack.
I
man.
have
Mhm.
not
Yeah.
seen that.
Well,
I mean,
we
that's
haven't
just
started
basic
using.
it.
Bus,
defense.
have you gotten the infinite overtime ever?
Yeah.
Oof, good hiccups.
Why?
I would like to see that.
What? Me doing it?
The infinite overtime. Have you? Yeah. Like
Yeah,
where
done it-
you had
done
the
it
enemy
plenty.
in their spawn.
Yeah.
Really?
Killer was there actually. Killer was there. The event that we did it. That EU event. Like
That's kinda
2 months
based.
ago. Killer.
Oh, yeah,
Was
the
it
fucking the
Was it
Skull
High
Street match.
Street. It's High Street.
What did we
High
do?
Street. I was there for High Street.
Oh
But-
yeah, I remember that when we just it was
Yeah.
just both teams repeatedly charging out of spawn
Yeah.
for about
was
2
good, man.
minutes.
No, I'm not talking about having overtime.
That
because
wasn't
everyone's
that
mailing
wasn't
on
an
spawn.
intent. That wasn't an intentional overtime.
Yeah, that wasn't intentional.
Oh no,
That
we
was
did it
just-
another time. Remember
that was just
we
both
did it
teams
on
we charged point at the
Shenandoah.
same time.
Remember? No, you're thinking of the NA. I'm thinking of an EU event. Hold on.
Plus, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure you're thinking of traditional use of the overtime, where it's
We
both
don't-
teams are
we-
having a melee over
I don't
point.
know. As you can tell by my profile picture, I'm grumpy. So
We don't.
Just
we don't
Just explain the infinite overtime for listeners.
You're
okay,
also
so
apparently
basically,
If if an overtime starts and the team that needs to cap simply doesn't, then the overtime will never end.
if you have one
so they could-
person on there.
No, you don't need a one person. You
No,
can have 0 people.
the
on.
other team. So basically, how overtime works now is the other team needs to fully cap back the point in order to
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
it.
Well,
So-
that's always how it's been.
Well, no, there was a timer. There was a big circle that would come up, and you'd run
Yeah.
out
Well,
of
the
time.
big circle shows up after the other team fully recaps it.
Yeah, so you have to fully recap it, and then you have to fully
then-
cap
and
it.
then you
That's
get a big
such a
circle.
dumb mechanic. Holy shit!
I do think if they
Yeah,
got rid of the
that's
big
fine.
circle,
That's
if they
broken
got
as
rid of the
shit.
circle thing that we're talking about right now, then yeah, it would be much harder
Yeah,
for
like
this.
remember on
overtime
like
thing to work.
Pry House when you would do like overtime, and then like you wouldn't even have time to run from spawn, and the circle was already full. Whereas
Mhm.
now, like if you get overtime and you're defending, you're going into last stand on Pry
Yeah,
House.
you're gonna
Right.
lose.
There is
Well,
no.
it works. Now it works the other way around though with the attacker, where if the defenders force the attackers to capture the point early, they can get the attackers down in the last stand. just by simply going
to
beyond
be
the
fair-
point, not
that's
recapturing it.
literally what you guys did to us a few weeks
Yes.
ago.
I'll tell you
We
what.
do it all
dude.
the time. We do it all the time now.
You literally you hid behind the house on Pry House, literally all the way back at the map in the
I've done
corner.
that many times.
We were like we can't even you can't even get within like 150 yards of them. In like
you have to get the
we
point.
sat there for like 15 minutes, and like there was like 10 minutes.
I got a
left.
shit question. Why didn't you then advance beyond the house, starting an infinite overtime for yourself, and then charging beyond the house periodically to get kills once the overtime started? That way you can force the other side into the last stand, and you having
The
to
weird-
push.
On Pry House though, you can only go about like 15, 20 yards past point, and then it's out of bounds.
Yeah, but if you
You can
assign a
make it
little
there by
suicide
30
squad or
seconds.
go far right, yeah, you can go there with 30 seconds.
We did it.
would
We
not
did it
take
on
that
Kick's
long.
counter charge the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
So
that's
it
One
not-
of the graveyard.
That's not
But-
fucking.
It is practical and it is a winning strategy.
I don't know, man.
Okay,
I'm just
my-
jacking off
my-
right now. I'm
my
just jacking
current
off, dude. I'm fucking freak,
my-
dude. I'm horny as fuck, dude.
That's awesome. My current thought is that
is nice.
once all teams are fully like start using the last stand overtime stuff, where pushing beyond the point becomes a meta, then nobody will.
Once
Because
all
giving
teams start hiding just to get a win is when
killer
events are just gonna start being fucking boring and people would rather go play pubs.
use actual reasoning for a second, right? So if
No,
you know
yeah,
that
yeah, I
give me a
see
second.
your
If
reasoning,
you
I
know
see
that
your
by
reasoning.
if you know that by giving up the points, the enemy would then get infinite overtime, why would you give up a point?
This is fucking boring, dude. This
The
is a
only
I'm not
boring
talking
the only
about that.
reason
I'm not
only
talking
reason
about.
why
I'm
we
talking about the fact of like going and hiding for like 50% of the game to try and force the other team to do something because you know if you fight it the way that you were gonna fight it, you would lose.
yes. So
So
why
you
wouldn't you do the
hide
winning strategy?
20 minutes because it's so
Hello.
boring.
And now I
It's
have a
so
counter for
boring.
that. Okay, you
I
say
would
that's
So-
boring, and I
rather
say
lose.
So
I
it
would
and I
rather
say
seems-
lose
the,
than
I
fight.
say that the other
This
team
seems to
should then
be-
simply do it themselves.
We're
It
going.
seems-
then
We're
once-
going in.
We're going in
once both-
circles. We're going
Listen,
in
No, this
this
is
circles.
not
is
going in
just
circles.
like.
This is not
Yes,
going in
Hold on.
Sevy.
No, it is. Sevy, you don't
Sevy.
understand.
It's
You're
But,
just a
definitely
but you
child.
don't even know the
Listen,
English language.
Listen, this is just like that fucking roundabout song, okay? Or it's like
Once
or
all
wait,
teams
no,
know how to use
yes
it, nobody will
song.
use it.
It's like you know what song I'm talking about? The one
Yeah,
that's
I
in-
do actually.
The one that's in
Jesus
GTA.
So
Roundabout.
does
The yes song.
anyone have thoughts on the ticket percentage?
It's fucking awesome, dude. It makes the
I
game
like
so
it.
much
You
faster.
like
Okay,
the
what
ticket
did
bar?
Eagle
Keep
even
it
say?
civil.
It
Keep it
makes
civil.
Steam chat a lot easier in terms of officers are way on the same page because I think before it, a lot of officers would be like, "Oh, we're not that far into breaking, or we're not that far towards this," and now it's like
It's more
everyone's
fun
the
to
That's
same.
part of the fun, though.
No, yeah, I agree. I agree.
Agreed,
with you.
it's a little bit, but I mean,
Maybe
there's
all
still
it
enough
does is lower the skill
muddiness
ceiling.
If you're playing with
all
a
it does is lower the
retarded
skill
I
leader,
really
it's
don't
not
like.
done anything.
I don't like seeing the tickets because one of the things that makes this game so great is that you're so fucking immersed in it. Like, it's very different from other first person shooters that you play online. And that hidden ticket thing, I thought
Don't
was a
press P.
huge part of it.
Don't press
Because
P.
your officers have to be able to feel the battle and have the vibe of like how things are going. And that's a whole part of the game. Like it's cool that is a drastically different way that officers play versus like how normal like line soldiers play.
Yeah,
So
but
I really wish that there was an
thing, though.
option to just hide the tickets again. Maybe like have a realism mode like fucking Battlefield or something,
No,
where you
You
just
could
turn
also
it
just not
completely
press
off.
P.
I disagree with that because then nobody competitively would use that.
But
That would
what
just be
you-
a complete downside.
Yeah,
I think it
what
should be
you
removed
said,
straight up.
Susan, it can still
Yeah,
be
I really
used
hate
by
having
seeing the
options
ticket.
too.
Well, no, but what you
Mhm.
said can still be used by seeing the ticket. If you see your strategy not working, you're losing tickets, you can switch it up. If the defenders know that where they're defending is going to keep wasting their tickets, they can switch it up.
It just makes
Yeah,
the defense
but
more
instead
fun,
of
man.
no, it
So
doesn't make it more fun. It
strategically-
makes it easier.
Strategically,
All-
you can still see what's going on without having to like pre-plan because you still.
Sevi, I want you
still
to
have that
name me
good
should have
5 maps that are in
Still find
in
it.
favor of the defender right now. I want you to name 5 maps. Would you rather defend or attack, Sevi, right now? Okay, before this ticket thing
I-
happened.
Are you giving okay?
I'm asking you. Would
Maps
you
are
rather
favor
just
the
defend
defender.
or attack?
In general,
no,
attack.
yeah,
Don't
exactly.
let
Because it's more
So
fun
you're
that
dropping
way.
the five thing?
Because it's easier.
No, I think I wouldn't say it's more fun or easier. I think that my general playing style, I really prefer melee, and I think that in order to win attacking maps, you have to melee shit on.
From hiding behind a building for 20 minutes, I love melee.
No, it's true though.
Yeah, melee is
I
the-
think
melee is
melee is
the
how you
fun
win as
part
a
I
of the
love
game.
melee too, but you guys play slow, man. You guys don't play quick.
Okay, sure.
The one
Sure,
thing
if you say
the
so.
one thing I will say in defense of the tickets being able to see them is that you can tell if someone on your team is like not following the plan of like, hey,
Exactly.
let's get back. Like you see the
Again,
tickets still going down.
if
You're
you
like, who
don't
else
wanna
still
see
there getting
it,
slaughtered?
That's
if you
not
don't want to
that's not
see it, just
necessarily a
don't
good
press the T button.
No,
Just don't
plus
press T.
the solution shouldn't be okay. Well, everybody who wants to play ahistorically should just get a fucking bonus. I think that's
Okay, that's
knowing
so.
the exact
Hey,
morale.
That's not necessarily
bullshit.
unhistoric. I
It
mean,
is ahistorical. It is
historically, you'd be
completely
able to know how
ahistorical.
many
Yeah, it's a
reserves you
fucking
have.
historic
No,
game,
no, because
dude.
morale is not reserves. It is the willingness of that unit to continue the fight.
But
It
it's
is
based
not
on
necessarily
casualties.
reserves. It's different things. Different things. Different things.
But it's based on
Um,
casualties, though.
It is based on
Yeah.
casualties completely multiplied by where those casualties were received. If you lose a melee, that's a shit ton of line losses. You lose more morale than if
Yeah,
you
but
just
if
stand in line and
if
fighting.
you lose one guy, the whole line's not gonna rout, is it? If you lose half
I know,
of
but
it,
that's
they
just a
might.
game
If you lose
mechanic to get people to
3/4,
stay in
then they
line.
will.
Yeah, if you
Exactly.
lose
I mean,
half the line
honestly,
kill,
we have
most
so
of those
many-
losses will be
Right out in the
We have
woods,
so
a
many
woman
different-
would take a morale hit by it. The army doesn't care when some Confederate sniper dies alone and no one sees it. You know.
Yeah, okay, but it's
So
not
we
the
have so
Here's
many
the thing,
different
there are
community
no
events.
Confederate there are no Confederate snipers in the game that we see right now. It's
I
non
know, but
infantrymen
what I'm
that ran
saying
away.
is, in real, and
Rambling.
what I'm
If you
saying is,
see-
historically, it would be the opposite. If an arty shell hits a line, that would be a morale hit more than
There's
it hits
me.
a single skirmisher.
I'm the
Yeah,
Confederate
that would be a
sniper.
morale hit to the people in that
Me.
area, which is represented by suppression. It would not be a morale hit to the
Honestly,
brigade as a
I
total.
think-
Those two regiments you see
I
in the
think the
game,
morale
they're sending
system-
in more and more reinforcements.
All right, Susan. What
I
do you
know,
want
but I'm
to
just
say?
saying, realistically, a
having these
skirmisher
different
gets hit,
options
it's not going to
is
be that big.
important.
I disagree. Having more options is a bad thing. Look at the Bekoff community, where it's like now they're split up into a million little regiments.
That's
because
not
they have
the
a million shit
reason.
ton of
That's
options.
not the reason why.
I'm just saying
That
it's
is
a
not
good.
the
It's a
reason
good
why.
capitalism.
I never said it was the reason why. Stop fucking. I just said it was a
Think
reason.
about how many community events that we have. All these like special, like reenacting events. All these like these
All
different
of them.
things.
We only have like 2.
If we have, but the thing is we still have them, and lots of people show up. How many people showed up to the Shiloh event? And having
Yes,
the
but-
option to put on a completely
hate that.
historical mode for those special events, that's not taking players away. It's just giving the community more options to be able to do historic events when we want to do historic events. You know, I'm
And
here to
however,
play the
though,
historic events.
The game, in my eyes, there should not be a noticeable difference from the actual core game mechanics when you go from one server to another, unless you're just swapping game modes. And even more game modes, in my eyes, simply splinters
Different
what
game
community
mode.
members want to play more. So there should be one core set of settings available to everybody, and there should not be like this setting is good and this setting just limits you. Because I'm not saying that knowing the exact
you don't have
morale
to
of your
play.
team is definitely good. I want to play. Knowing the exact number of tickets that you have left is a benefit, right? But it is an ahistorical benefit, and it is a benefit that simply lowers the skill ceiling. It's too late now. They're not going to get rid of it because the devs are like that. But
Doesn't lower the
in my
skill
eyes, it
ceiling,
is
though.
just bad. Yeah, it
Doesn't
does.
lower it. No,
There
it
is
doesn't.
there is a
Makes it
good amount of
harder
skill
to
in
attack
It gives
now.
you, yeah,
Yeah.
it's the thing. Like, it's exactly the same as like when you were playing without being able to see the tickets, and you would plan ahead, be like, all right, they're gonna be close to break, and we should do this and this, and get ready to hit the point as soon as they go to break, and blah blah blah. Now you see it. Both teams can prepare, so no side's caught off guard. Oh my God, no, we're on the other side of the
Okay.
map. So it makes it more
You just
competitive
described the
because
skill ceiling
everybody knows
exactly.
what's going on.
Okay, but listen.
No,
listen.
because are you
Sebi,
denying
shut
that
up. You've
there's
been
skill
talking so
involved in
much, Sebi. Let me fucking talk.
it? Yeah,
about
well,
this
because
for a
I'm
second.
talking smart, you're
Yeah, but
talking
it
stupid.
You're talking. No,
it
Sebi,
doesn't
just
lower-
shut the
it doesn't
fuck up. Oh
lower
my
it, though.
god.
It just
You're
makes
fucking
it-
you're a meatball, okay?
Just shut up. Just shut up. Okay, listen. It makes it harder to attack and easier to defend. The game
I
is
disagree.
already ahistorical. The game is already ahistorical. There's no historical aspects to this game other than it takes you long to reload your fucking rifle. You're already sprinting all across the
Yeah, all
battlefield
that,
back
all
and
that
forth.
uniform and flag research is ahistorical.
Dude, that has nothing to do with the fucking gameplay. That's all about aesthetics, dude. If you're gonna
It's-
argue for historic, then you should just be playing line battles every fucking time, okay? And I get
The
that
line
Civil
battles
War
are
was
the
a
line
line
battles.
battle. Okay, that's
No,
great.
the
Then
line
go fucking
battles aren't
play line
historic, they don't
battles and
make
don't
sense.
press T. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do.
I like cutlery in drill camp.
The point is this ticket thing provides a new meta for defenders. It makes it one, easier to defend, and two, harder to attack, like I've already said. Okay. So you're seeing in these bigger servers and also with this ticket counter, Bloody Lane is starting to be lost by the Union. And whether that's the Union is getting shittier or the meta is changing because we're able to see these ticket places. So the defenders now know when they can go on the attack, when they can go on outflank, and when they need to stay in and turtle. And often I don't like turtling personally because it's not fun. So we didn't do it on Dunker Church. We would have done it on Dunker Church on what, Sunday? Was that? Yeah,
You
Sunday.
didn't have to fucking throw the game away though by running out of line artists.
Well, I wanted to play Cook's Countercharge, so we just went and fucking ran. it
Sure, Cope.
and
Seems like you're
skipped the
coping.
next one.
I think
No,
you're
it's
coping.
Dunker Church, man. It's not
It
like
kind of seems like since the game, at least since I've started playing, it's come more defender biased because you got the higher pop servers, the vaulting update that was big. That
Mhm.
really
as it should be.
Yeah.
As it
And
should
No,
then
be.
because
the ticket thing-
Dunker Church,
hurt me.
Dunker Church used to be considered a like an even map, and then they gave the Confederates more tickets in one of the updates like a year ago, and if anything, it's turned into a more attacker bias map. I think immediately after they upped the player count to 300, I thought it was impossible for the win Dunker Church, for like a few months, but then we simply just started winning it again.
Yeah, you
So I
just
don't know.
break
That's
the
just
center.
poor CSA.
You just go Victory Hill and go up the center. If you take the center, it's fine. I mean, like there's a million ways to win Dunker Church. It's still a fine map to play, but like I prefer to play it as attacker. I don't
Why
know
don't you
what my
just?
favorite-
Then why did you swap to Confederate? Huh?
What do you mean? I play with Sussy. We play Confederate all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So why'd you become a Confederate?
I'm not a Confederate.
Yeah, you're a rebel.
If you look at the Sussy Brigade flag insignia, it's half of the Army of Northern Virginia flag, okay? And then it's half the
Oh.
American flag.
No,
You
it's
guys changed
majority,
that.
It's majority Among Us.
It's
Yeah.
majority Among Us, though. Among Us is the main thing because it is still Sussy Brigade. The point is if you don't want to see the ticket thing, like I said, just don't press T. That's the solution.
That's stupid.
Officers are kind of
You can't be being serious right now, boss.
Okay. Well, then officers shouldn't be fucking playing for immersion. You should be playing to win. You should be happy that this is there.
Exactly.
Yeah, you should be playing for immersion, but there was a level of skill in knowing how just knowing instinctively
Okay,
how
now
much
it's all
tickets
about
were worth.
tactics. I like it now because it's more like COD.
Okay,
a
you're
lot
here
more like
first.
You know
That's why I
that
love-
War Rights Call of Duty experience.
I'm still waiting on my balloons so we can call in airstrikes.
And the
I'm
kill
still
streaks.
waiting for any of my fucking backer rewards.
UAV.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
you'll
man.
never get back.
You're never getting that.
We'll get
The only thing I
that
got was a
79th
Major's
New York
fucking
eventually.
badge.
So what about that
79
character
18?
customization, guys? The character customization option.
Yeah.
Guys, what do we feel
No,
about
Wait,
that?
wait,
Is
wait.
that one of the
So,
podcast
so I have-
uniforms into blue
Yeah, it
ones.
was. So wait. So I have a question, right? So you customize yourself, right? Other people in games see that, right?
Mhm.
Or
Are you
fans
fucking
stuff.
kidding
Okay.
me?
I
In
don't
certain
know.
game modes.
I've heard.
No, here's the
Not
thing.
no,
Is that
everyone's
when
not
you
as
change your face, it is across all customizable faces. But if you go to a
Mhm.
regiment that is not customizable, it is still the old way, where it's just random.
Yeah.
Even your
I'm
face,
still
even your
waiting
face is
for
random
my.
on
I'm still waiting
customized
for my
regiments.
General Jackson DLC character. That
I like my long.
Hey, unless
I
they
like
had a
my guy
brigade
with the
mode, you're
long
never
ginger
getting
beard.
$100.
How would they?
Yeah,
Oh,
how would,
why don't the
what's-
devs just fucking add a fucking Hell Let Loose game mode? Just copy and paste
true.
Hell Let Loose. I swear to Christ, it'd be so much better than all these fucking current
I'm
ones.
looking forward to that objective game mode and the Polish forces in Hell Let Loose. That's gonna be super cool.
yeah,
That's what I like about
I'm
this
kinda
community is we
pretty-
gather around together on Wednesday nights and we play the most epic.
Sammy's
We
gone.
play.
Talk about
Thank
Hell
God.
Let Loose.
Oh my God.
gosh.
He's got his own.
Anyway.
It's fine.
God save us.
So basically, Hell Let Loose is amazing. That's awesome. And now we don't have
Off
to
topic.
butt in here and say that's so stupid. Shut up, Corda. This is about the war rights community.
Oh
Okay.
my God,
Okay.
it's Ohio.
I
Ohio.
do
No.
really like that we have
Where-
that as a community we play other games together, like because we
Mm-hmm.
did that one big organized Hell Let Loose with like a lot of regiments, and then I
And
know
then-
that we
and then you moved
and a
to
bunch of
Battleline
other
Wednesdays.
groups.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Stinker.
no.
And then
Yeah.
BLN revived Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
It's nice though. It's
Everyone
nice
likes
though
to
because
see themselves on camera.
well,
That's
it's
true.
nice. It's nice though because I can play Hell Let Loose and then I can join Battleline Network events late on Wednesdays with 10 dudes and then throw off their balance. You know,
Oh,
it's
no.
fun to do it that way. It's fun to do it that way. Well, listen, after you balanced it, the game was much more balanced than when
It,
we were
it,
there
it fixed
before.
in the end. It fixed in the end.
It fixed in the second round, not the
It-
end. Okay, it was not
it
the
fixed.
end.
It fixed.
It
it fixed.
fixed. That's the real thing. It fixed, and that's all because of me that it fixed.
Of course.
So you're welcome
Chosen
for
men.
that. And we'll yeah.
Okay.
So
We're
Corda,
talking
what
I
do
about
you
cannot
have to
believe
say?
that
Should we talk
Trusty
about
has
Coco
never
on
seen
Sunday?
Sharp. Can we just say real quick, how did fuck does Trusty never seen Sharp?
I don't know. he's
Like,
a
were you
nerd.
guys there for that
Sharp.
community
He's-
discussion?
He's not British.
I never
Chosen
checked the
men.
community Discord
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shithole anyway, but
unless someone
um,
pings me.
no,
in
it's
there.
it's fun. It's a lot better than it used to be.
Oh, how about them horses, guys?
I still have an ongoing 2-year bet with Doug.
Doesn't that keep adding up every Christmas? Like it like
Yes,
doubles?
it
Yeah.
doubles every Christmas.
Who bets on who?
So he's betting that basically he bet me like 2 years ago that they'd have horses by Christmas, and I was like bet, and I was like $100.
Are you
I
just
think they're
gonna
gonna
keep
keep
raising the
lost
stakes?
summer
basically, and so
now.
we did double or nothing, and now
I
it's
think
like
they'll have it
triple or
out this
nothing.
summer, dude. It's been a year since they released that horse gameplay, the one where
The one where that person shot it.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're like, don't shoot the horse.
What
but
I-
somebody
Jason-
What I love
Jason
though, what I,
Umbrella.
They
what
had
I love
love
about
that
the
man.
devs, what I love about the devs is they always bring out like a teaser for something, right? And then everyone's like, "Oh
Mhm.
my god!" And then they bring out like a big update, like 2-3 gigs, and it's a completely different thing that nobody
Yeah.
expected.
Let's talk about how they added that profanity filter. You know who is the reason why they did that?
Honest not.
Who? Let me tell you,
I think
somebody
it's
who
the programmers.
ranted
They put
about
it
it
in.
for a very long time. Who
Not-
went in there in the community Discord and caused a big uproar about it numerous times over. It wasn't.
Dimebag.
It wasn't.
Bus's
It
favorite
wasn't
developer.
Dimebag. It wasn't. It wasn't. Not me. It wasn't anyone else. It was me. I was the one who did it. So you can thank me for that profanity filter because I saved the fucking game. I saved War of Rights.
War of Rights is popping
True.
off.
I mean,
because of the
I know
profanity.
these poor Danish developers had no clue the can of worms they were opening up when they decided to tackle the American Civil War.
I'm sure they
And
had
so
an idea.
like, they've had. I think that they have done a good job. It sucks that we need a profanity filter like that, but
Mm.
I mean, again, we all want this game to succeed. And if the only experience is people jumping into pubs and hearing the N word, like that's not cool. It's not a way that we're gonna build the game.
If that's,
So
if that's
I
how
mean,
you
I think
perceive that.
ultimately it is overall a good thing. It sucks that they had to put it in. I'm glad that you can turn it off for like your own servers and stuff. But
Instead of
like,
it, well,
over-
no,
it
you
is a
turn it
good
off
thing,
individually.
personally.
You turn it off it's not for you like, it's not server wide. It's game by
Mhm.
game basis. So
Mhm.
like if you
Alright.
know, it's so you can turn it off if you don't want to hear or see someone type the M word. But really, the game should just add like an age limit to buying the game because half of the people who are saying it are little children who get.
Mhm.
That's not true
being
at all.
edgy.
I've
What do
heard-
you mean?
Yeah.
I went to a pub
Yeah, I
match
see,
today, and
I've
all I
heard
heard was
plenty
some
of other people on
5-year-old
this
kid.
call.
We're
All I heard
gonna-
was some 5-year-old kid saying, "Let's go kill these lovers," and I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Oh, we should.
What do you-
We're gonna make a video trying to see what words you can type, like try to bypass this.
I
filter.
did that.
We've
I did
gone
it.
through a
It's-
few of them.
it feels like people will just start doing that, and on top of that,
I did it in the
too,
drill camp the other
people
day.
will still be making War of Rights videos, like bigger YouTubers
Mhm.
of edgy crap that happens in the game, and it paints
Oh,
a
of
bad picture for
course.
the game.
Yeah, but
They're
Well,
funny.
like-
you
They're
guys haven't
funny.
seen our Israel-Palestine conflicts within the first Delaware on our mustard chat.
it's like Jackbox, right? Instead of typing the word because it won't let you, you just put a space in between it.
You guys know like that admin that's on the Sussy server who like just always like announces things and you just talk so much shit. That's
It's
totally
probably
that's-
you.
Yeah,
no,
is
it's
that guy?
definitely
Yeah.
not me. It's definitely
Yeah,
not me.
we haven't got a
Wow.
video of you doing it.
No
You-
video.
Right.
definitely not.
Check Google.
It's the server admin.
When
no
when are
one.
you releasing the video of Bus going into the Steam chat, Eagle?
Oh man,
Oh.
God,
that
that's
should
a-
go.
that's-
That should go up
that's
on
some
one of
real
your
dirt.
shorts.
I
Yeah,
definitely
no.
don't do that like every day. It's
Yeah,
like,
let's paint more of a bad picture on this game. It's pretty
Yeah.
funny, I will say. It is pretty
Yeah.
funny,
It is.
but we all know that people took the server admin range poorly.
Mm.
So
They truly did not like that server admin there.
Such a
I don't know who
Oh,
that was.
Wasn't it like? Did the devs not comment
Yeah,
on it?
he
too?
said it
Was it
Oh
Bradley?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was Bradley.
Bradley said it was
Bro,
dishonorable
Bradley
and
is.
or something.
Yeah, he is far from a dev as possible though. Like
He's
he's
got
like
the
the
purple
most
name
I will
tag.
say
anti-dev.
this.
Or
So
blue,
yeah,
I don't know.
I will say this.
Blue.
The thing is, so not a lot of people are coming at this as a video game. Myself, I'm a burnt out reenactor. Emerson, you see him in the server.
a
He's a
bad
burnt
clown.
out reenactor.
Oh,
So like
no.
we, like the 9th, we try to avoid the moderate amount of trolling, and because especially in the 9th, we have multiple people who are direct descendants of this regiment. When I went out to reenactments, we are doing it in honor of these people. And you don't have to, if that's not your thing, I'm not going to force anyone to. But when you are, when you're representing, say, the 1st Delaware is a bunch of very real people who went
trolls.
through a terrible experience, and so that's why some of us, maybe aren't as into all of the fucking trolling.
Are you
What's
talking
your
about like?
take on Formless Nut?
Are you talking about like the real first Delaware or this
Yeah,
one?
you're talking about the no, you're talking about the real one. No, this one, yeah, we've also gone through a lot of
Serve under
crazy
notice.
The actual first, which actually, hey, fun fact: the actual first Delaware is really the second Delaware because
went
the
through a terrible
second Delaware was
experience.
the original regiment raised, and then they just renumbered them, so they were all pissed off about it.
I was so confused for a second.
That's
I was like,
cringe.
what the? What's
I
Delaware?
undergo. My men undergo severe training where I make them watch Rule 34, My Little Pony porns, and then they're
You got
sat there.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's
Pennsylvania,
like it's like Clockwork Orange. It's
Wow.
like Clockwork
Were you in the
Orange.
sixth? Were you in the sixth Pennsylvania bus while it lasted?
What?
Those were some glorious minutes, hours. There
I
was a
don't know
My
what
Little
you're
Pony
talking
pornography server that was recruiting in the.
Okay,
in the
let's
event- in
circle
the
back
thing.
to War of Rights here. Let's circle
Yeah, we're
back
talking
a
about War
little
of
bit.
Rights.
Yeah, War of
Future
Rights.
ideas for
No, they
War
were
of
War of
Rights.
Rights.
The
They were
War
the
of
My
Rights
Little
sex
Lancers.
mod. Let's do a sex
Okay,
mod.
back to present War.
Okay. In
president.
present War of Rights, if we get together and we do a sex thing, we do like
Gonna
this.
make it. I'm gonna
Back
make a
to
game on
past-
Steam. I'm gonna make
Back
it.
to
I'm gonna make a
past War of
Steam
Rights.
game.
All right. I
Steam
remember back
game
in the
Among
day
Us.
at War of Rights, one of my favorite things was like talking, like going to the Steam chat and going, guys, you know, Antietam was just one big orgy. They were all gay. They were all like gay and they had sex with each other. And that was one of my
I think
favorite.
90%
Hey,
of
hey,
you have
hey,
is
boss.
saying that.
Oh my
The
Boss,
first
you
thing
know
I'm doing with
anyone-
the map maker is making a giant penis on the.
Do you know anyone who can make any games?
At least you're consistent.
We should make Sex with Sevi on Steam.
Yeah, 'cause
You know,
the-
I approve of this.
Yeah, man, that'd be crazy, dude.
Yeah.
But it's just his like fucking jug or whatever the fuck his profile picture's been for all these years. Also, it's still a
Yeah.
Christmas profile
It's a
picture.
water
It's kind of
bottle.
ridiculous.
Eagle
what
does
does
it
it
too.
say?
So,
That
what
was
is
Sovion.
the-
so one question though. So the devs keep trying to increase the server pop. When do you guys think they're gonna stop?
I hope they stop now.
They're at 400, right? Are they gonna?
They
keep-
No, I
stopped
hope
it.
no, it's at 300. I hope they
I'd love to
stop.
see
I hope they stop
1,000.
doing it.
Yeah,
No,
I
I'd
don't.
love to see
it.
400 is not good. 400.
The more they
game.
up it, the more it'll kill the pubs and also the
How?
and it'll make
Did any of you
plus
guys?
I agree.
pubs need
Did you
multiple
play
servers.
think they'll have to expand the
Napoleonic
maps at
Wars
some
for
point?
the original
This
Mountain
game will
Blade
always be a
Warband?
dead server.
Yeah, I still play that.
This game will always be a
Love
dead game
trolling
as
in
long
that
as there's only
game.
one pub server. Like,
Yeah, so
I know it's
so
not, but it'll always look like
in-
that to a new player.
In the original Warband, Napoleonic Wars, not the new one. The original mod, they had servers up to 500 people, and you get full 500 people line battles. It fucking ruled. And so I would love to see more, and maybe they, in order to, I don't know, if you're worried about too many people, maybe they can constrict the map and have it much more of an intense firefight, force people to stick together even more than they did before. But those big ass battles, those big overwhelming fights, like that's the fun part of this game. That's what makes this game
Problem is,
unique and
though-
special.
Problem is though, take say Sunday N8, right? The CSA's max was 400 people, and the Unions was 150 or something,
Oof.
right? So we can never play a full 400 server because we're never gonna do 200 aside and then screw someone over with a 70 to 100 aside
We
event. 'cause
used to,
that's just not
man.
gonna
I
happen.
wish we still did
used to,
that.
yeah.
We did
Yeah,
too.
it'd be like
yeah,
back
we
in the
used
day
to.
when it was 150 person
But the
servers
problem
and they
is
showed
we
up late to
can't,
core,
though.
we're like, fuck you,
Problem
get out,
is-
man.
Yeah, the problem is we necessarily can't because regiments and groups that are grouping together are that big that they're like being like 80 men groups themselves.
Well, they can go
And
play
that's
with
like
So you think it
ruining
should stick at 300?
Yeah, because like if you think the more that we have to split into two servers to try and fill, say like 300 a server, if the servers are 400, we're never really gonna play 400. So people will always be like, "Oh, why are
We
these
hardly
events
ever
so
play
small?"
300. We played 300
Yeah,
on Saturday
exactly.
on
Like,
on
yeah,
Maryland
exactly.
campaign.
It's like, why are these events so small? We never get 400. It's like,
That's why I
bro,
don't
'cause
like.
we-
I don't
we
want anybody
can't-
else joining the Maryland campaign because we have a nice full 300 man server. That we
Yeah,
can
and
just
it's
play
like
there.
it's frustrating sometimes, and it's like we used to play 75 aside and feel like it was great, but now you play 75 aside and people are like, "What the fuck? Where's the
No, it's
numbers?"
just
And it's like,
empty.
I
It's just
agree.
empty. It
yeah,
feels like
it's like,
But it
it's
only
the
feels
same,
empty
though.
because of our current perceptions.
Yeah, and that's what I mean.
It's good.
People's
wow, that's a very
perceptions change.
insightful comment. I'm
By-
14.
By raising the player count, they make 90% of events feel more empty simply because we've been to
Exactly.
one. We've been to a 600 player event before, so why does this 200 player event seem like so boring? because that would be the experience of 99% of the time is like a 200 player server, you know. So they should stop raising the cap, because then it will just make everything else seem much worse in comparison. Which is, well, you know,
I mean,
we're never
you
gonna have
also
200
don't
player
want
servers.
other
Raise the
game
roof.
options and stuff. So like, I don't see why improving the game and providing more options is a bad thing.
It's
Because
not
it
I
will
get
make
your
99% of
concerns.
the game feel more
But
boring.
ideally, I get your concerns, but ideally, if this game continues to grow as we all want it to,
It's
then
not
we're
growing,
gonna
though.
see a bigger player base.
We need a true rush game mode. That's what we need. We need a true one where you cap the point, you go to the next one. You cap the point, you go to the next
Well, yeah,
one.
but
Sounds
what's the
like
problem?
I think that would be a lot of fun.
What's
Yeah,
the problem with
contention's
having
awesome.
a bigger? What's the
I
problem with
agree.
having a bigger player base though, and more servers?
I
That
don't know.
makes the
Sebby's the
game
one with the issue.
more
He's gone now.
servers. Yeah, but more servers makes the game look bigger than having one server.
It also feels like
Mhm.
when you, for example, if you normally play with 15 people and you add another 15 people to have 30 people, that's like big change. But for me, when
Yeah.
you have like 300 in server and you go up to 400, it doesn't feel as like such as big of a change compared
The
to
thing
like
is
when
this,
the
Let's
well,
smaller
not
server.
discourage the devs
no,
from
no,
putting porn
no,
on person.
but
No, no,
the,
no, no.
the
I'm
thing is
not.
with
I
this,
mean, the
though,
devs are going to do what the devs are going to do. I just think
Mm.
that it feels less impactful. I haven't played
Yeah,
it.
but
I've only spectated.
listen, with the
like,
devs, when you scream and cry to them enough, they'll do it. Okay, it
but
worked
the
with
problem
Profanity
is
bro,
though,
they did
with
one thing,
400 players,
and that
with
was the
400
thing.
players, right?
One thing.
It was mine. This just put me at the head of the community. God damn it.
What was it?
To-
Wasn't
to
there a
fill-
freaking paper we signed a long time ago, or like a bunch of people trying to sign a paper protesting the devs?
Petition or whatever.
You
like
sign
that
my
didn't
petition.
We wanted like a roadmap.
Oh, not a road.
But dude, I think
That was
horse,
Smurfy
like
said.
released
I
a
would
roadmap.
bet again right now that we don't have horses probably for like ever.
What
Yeah.
Just
fucking-
because you have to think about it, like all the fences and things they have to code for the horses to be able to jump them. There's so many maps where you got trees and woods and like stuff that the horses won't even be good in.
They just take the trees down.
But I,
Jamie,
I-
Jamie,
Sure.
Jamie, can you pull up the video of the horses real quick for us, Jamie?
If it's any,
because they
if it's
started like
anything,
Bloody
so they're
Lane, didn't they?
He's not
I
there.
know that
Yeah.
they're doing this in CryEngine, and if it's anything like what Star Citizen went through, and this is not Star Citizen,
Yeah.
but Star Citizen had a big problem with their netcode, and they had to basically completely overhaul to get just like kind of basic vehicles and shit
The
in.
devs already did
So
that.
my
Yeah,
guess
they did
is
that.
that it might
that,
be
like,
that,
last
but
year.
I couldn't say for certain.
They did
did
that
that
already.
last
They
year.
did that. Yeah, they did it last year. And then the reason why they did the Nvidia thing and a bunch of optimization stuff is for the horses.
Yeah.
So that's the whole.
Well,
They did it last year. I remember they
one thing-
they basically recoded the entire game, and so it was
That's true.
glitchy. It was glitchy as shit for like a month, and everyone was crashing out.
Oh
but
yeah, that's when they were launching Confederate astronauts, and there was that the full
that was
auto
the
muskets.
cannons. That was the
Yeah,
cannons.
that
and
was
they
the
did do
cannon.
another net recode there too, as well. So they've done it a couple
You
of
guys
times.
play in any games with the full auto muskets?
Yeah, those were
Those
awesome.
were
man.
wild.
I still do that, of course. Vac ban me, Steam. Go
One
ahead.
one thing about like 400 player servers that people aren't understanding as well though is if we were to fill a 400 player server in War of in War of Rights, a casual Sunday NA,
Well-
that's going to be about 10 to 15 regiments per side. Considering
We
there's
need
only
more
four,
officers.
Considering there's only 4 companies,
We
4
need an
officers,
RGD
4
I've
officer
flags.
said,
corps
I don't
I've said
where
think-
for a
there's
long
I don't-
time
10
for
guys in.
events we should have an officer per regiment. Like they should just make it like
Yeah.
the drill camp where you can have so many.
Can't you
Like the
turn
thing-
those settings off?
Yes,
You can.
like,
turn
the
It gets,
European-
it gets a little wonky.
So
'cause
in HRE on Sundays, any
Problem is you
regiment
see a
that
star
brings
for every single officer in your company.
Mm.
any regiment that brings over 10 gets to have their own officer. But you only obviously have one flag.
Over
There's only
10,
one
that's
flag.
a tiny ass number.
No, but this
for
is
an
the thing as
officer.
well though. This is the thing as well is there's only
Rip
4
Fifth
flags.
Florida.
You can only have 4 flags, and 4 flags for 200 people. That's like,
Mhm.
that's pretty mad.
I
Considering.
think it would be nice if they had a thing in
That's
Hell
mad,
where you
isn't
could
it?
just.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, killer. That's pretty mad.
is
Just
mad.
fucking-
It
These
is.
mandem, they're gonna come over and they're gonna.
Imagine a full CSA wipe, right? Trying to get
Oh,
200
yeah.
people on 4 flags.
That's mad, yeah.
That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
I
that's
hope
right.
they don't add any more companies per sides, even if the server pop increases.
I hope they add one more, and it's
I
my
just-
choice of which one it is.
I just hope they don't add
I'm
any more
honestly
people
really
to the
surprised that they
server.
haven't added a regiment mode yet, where we can just like choose to wear our own clothes. Because I know that like a lot
But
of these
I can-
regiments would want to
I
wear
can-
that.
I can play in an Adidas tracksuit.
They should do that on Conquest and Contention because those aren't historical. I
There
get why
we
they don't
go,
do that
yeah.
on Skirmish. That'd be cool. Yeah, that would be cool. But like, that's so many different pages to scroll through just to find your own.
It's
So you're
not
like
that. I
wasting
mean,
all that
once you
time.
learn it, though.
That's like 7
Do you
pages. Yeah,
know what your
once
regiment
you
is?
learn it, you know how
Alright.
stupid the enlisted are, and how dumb they
For
are.
that
The
sake,
war
for that
rights
sake, go to
shop.
page.
There's a
Go
page
to
number. You can
page
say
7.
page number this.
Maybe that's your enlisted. Our enlisted are pretty good.
Dude,
So
no.
we bring
Yeah,
it
it's-
up. Password has to be 4 letters
Fifth and
at
C-
most because people can't get a file.
Yeah,
Fifth
but-
and C's
yeah,
got
but
some real dumb
It's
babies.
hard.
in
It's
them.
hard enough when you say, "All right, what regiment?" Oh, we're bottom B. It's like, "All right, okay. Why did you spawn bottom A?" It's like, "Oh, sorry, I misclicked." It's like, "Yeah, go to page 7, where the 6th regiment down, company B." It's like, yeah, they're never gonna do it.
Yeah. You can
They're
just
never gonna
select,
do it.
select your regiment inside of
What if
the.
it was a regimental mode? Then all of
But
us would be.
I would
you'd
just
be
choose the
playing in-
42 every time, man.
Yeah.
Just-
Well, then that's your
Yeah,
prerogative.
baby.
But
Yes,
I know a
you
lot
get
of, at least for the
destroyed.
ninth.
Pick first
The
Virginia
ninth, we
Cav
have
every
like
single time.
distinct uniforms and take pride in it, and like being able to fight in comfy combat pajamas with
Here in
my
9th War,
nightcap.
this war is real.
Dude, imagine if they added a war rights shop, like daily cosmetics that you could do for customization. You either
Imagine
pay
if
to
they
do
don't
did
give
that.
them
after
ideas.
rewards and
I would
stuff.
only-
It's like you win a game, and based on the number of kills and how quickly you won, you get a certain number of points towards the shop.
Do you reckon they'll have like
I
a
would like to
Battle.net
see some-
Network?
I would like to
Battle.net
see
Network
stats on kills and
DLC.
shit.
Yeah.
Battle.net
Network
DLC.
Yeah, you can buy the mouse pad
Did you guys hear? You guys
Or you
hear
just get a
about?
creator code.
on
You
the
guys hear
t-shirt.
Guys,
about
I'm
what was
getting a
happening with War
Fortnite
of Rights?
creator code. I have 1,000 subscribers.
They're upping the price of War of Rights to $300.
That's all.
For
just
the
got that
highest
I got
for the highest server pop.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
nice,
just to
nice.
stop troll. That's just to stop trolls from buying the game on like 5
Yeah.
different Steam
Oh my
accounts.
gosh.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. I mean, I think we should stop growing the game. I think we have enough. We need to build a wall around
The game needs to the
Well,
game needs to die.
And
Just
take it
keep
off
it.
the screen.
Yeah, this is the
Yeah,
last video.
lower
of
the
this
lower the
channel.
population. Lower the
Alright.
player caps.
Why-
That'll make the post better.
Why does everyone think we made the tier list? For that reason alone.
We're trying to
Get
kill
the
every
shitty
regiment.
regiments to leave.
Used.
Yeah.
No, okay, listen. I have this ring. I'm gonna put it up my ass real quick. Give me a second.
Get my regiment's name
Actually,
out
No,
your
since we're
fucking
since we're
mouth.
talking
The ring.
so since we're talking about that tier list, I actually do want to clarify because
Yeah.
there's a perception in this community that we are the furry core. And everyone calls us that. No, and you, Bus, you called us that too. Which
Yeah, I know.
I was a little bummed out, especially considering how much I've dumped in your regiment's history channel and stuff. But like, we've been playing together for a while. You get to know personalities. And anyway, so since we are myself and Emerson and a lot of the founders are
Furries?
reenactors or
No, they're not.
so in reenacting, since you're in real life with people, if you tell them to kill themselves, they'll just fucking hit you. So reenactors, any good reenacting group always has a code, like a basic code of conduct. It's pretty much, and that's what we adopted. So it's no politics, no religion, don't shit talk your buddies, don't shit talk other units in public. Now we're not always successful with that. But the thing about it is, what people do in the privacy of their own home is none of our fucking business. All we want people to do is show up, follow orders, fight hard, and hang out in the community. So as a result of that, when they go to other units and they find this toxicity, they leave and then they come to us. And that's honestly one of the better recruiters because they're certainly motivated when they get over here. So it's not so much that it's more of as a result of the no shit talking each other rule. That's in our handbook, which has also become a community joke, I know. But as a result of that, we have a culture that we very purposefully built where people can come in and not have to worry about like defending themselves all the time. So we can sit down and, to put it in terms that you might understand, we sit down over the 420 things that we have in common instead of the 69 things that we don't. And so that's why we have that reputation, is because, yeah, we do have a ton of different people. But the cool thing about this community is you meet all sorts of different people. Like, we have active duty police officers and military. We have a medical doctor that commands our own regiment. We have mechanical engineers. We have multiple retirees. And
Military by day, furry cat by night.
Yeah, well, so we have that level of respect for each other, and that's the reason why we are now going on our 4th trip this year. We're one of the only communities that actually does that, because honestly, when people are thinking, "Hey, should I meet a random on the internet to go wander a battlefield?" If that random on the internet's telling them to kill themselves, the answer is no. So that's the clarification I had wanted to give, especially since Bus was so complimentary to our guys. So
Actually, one of your fairies recently joined my regiment. So I guess
all
I'm
right,
helping
then we
you
wish
out.
them the best of luck.
Yeah, I'm
I have
helping you out.
I've approximately 6 furries in my regiment.
I'm diversifying my ranks.
We put them in a
I
separate
think every
company.
group has a vast array of different type of people.
I had
of
a
course,
guy.
I'm not trying to say that we're unique in having a wide variety. I'm just saying that is the reason why we have the reputation, because I know that there has been a lot of confusion.
Oh no, the cat guy left my Discord. Let me read this application that I got today.
You get applications like they have to write something out.
Dude,
no, they have to write. They have to write. They have to write. No, listen. They have to write what game they have, or they have to write if they have the game. 2, they have to write if they're NA or EU, and then they have to write.
Yeah, we have that too.
Yeah.
Today, let me read this out. I've played a few hours of the game and I really enjoy it. Normal regular matches. I became a sergeant major and advised to the commander. I'm in the real army, so I understand space stand, battle drills, and order of movement. I'm infantry. I'm in a infantry battalion, and have filled a NCO role in real life as well. I normally play for the Union because I'm a true patriot.
Is it a job application?
Yeah, this is one of the applications.
Sounds like you got a good
cover
recruit.
letter.
As well, I've gone on real missions in real life, so I'm experienced with combat and how to position people as NCO. I don't listen. Point is I get a lot of people like that, and
Dude, I'm 19. I fought in Vietnam.
Listen. I don't know. I've yet to hear this guy's voice. He's got a profile picture of like a dude in the army. I'm gonna have Nate do the reverse Google image search. And if he's actually not in the army, we're just gonna fuck with him because we do that all the time. We had one dude who said he was in Ukraine, and we were just like, "Oh, that's a really cool picture, man." And he kept like posting pictures. We get these guys all the time. We're just faking it. It's really funny because
yeah, it's easy to lie on the internet.
well, no, it's not easy because now you can just trace it easily.
Yeah, you can trace every picture back. Yeah, that's why.
It's kind of crazy.
That's why I've stuck with Boris Johnson for so long, so people can't figure out that I'm a fit human being, a fit gym teacher.
That's why I had my shit set to Sam Hyde for the longest time when I was on my evil arc a couple weeks ago. And
yeah, like
you're not on that.
Like McPhail, that's actually not McPhail. That's what Huncho looks like.
It actually is. I've seen him both, frankly.
Yeah, it's Huncho and Doug.
And then my profile picture, yeah, the girl.
Yeah.
My girlfriend is Doug.
So no, I will get DMs too, Bus, from people like asking if they can announce, and they'll give me like a cover letter / job resume type paragraph to be like, I want to do this because I'm good at this, and this.
You get mine.
I'm not that it's a bad.
Get mine.
Not that it's a bad thing. It's kind of crazy.
No,
Listen,
Eagle,
I'll DM Eagle. I'm like, drag me up. Like all caps. And they'll have, we have 3 people announcing. I don't think it would be a good idea. I said, you bastard. I bet they're boring. So it's just like.
Yeah, in all fairness.
Well,
like,
I mean, I'm not.
I told him to slap me
now.
today.
You're getting bigger now, and the announcers are getting more and more people who just want to be on YouTube.
I'm taking over this channel, man.
Why do you think I've been on every single Battle Line Wednesday event?
Cordon's gonna lead a coup.
I don't even know who 6LA is, man.
Literally, fuck. Eagle puts out an announcement. Who wants to thingy? And Eagle has reacted 5 minutes before the announcement's even put out. And it's like, what the hell?
That tier list video really made people want to come on the podcast. You're welcome.
Oh, really?
I think it speaks volumes, though. Eagle, I think it speaks volumes to the production quality and the amount of effort that you're putting into this, that people are approaching you with cover letters because they see what, So I take that as a compliment.
I appreciate it. No, yeah, for sure.
The professional nature of these podcasts, especially whenever I'm on any of the videos. You made a whole highlight reel today about me and Corded on that one.
we all
Did you see
know
this
the
video
First
I posted?
Delaware and Bus. They are the highest,
Mm.
most prestigious, most serious group out there. That's why they have cover letter
Did you
applications as
see?
well.
You want me
That's
to?
why he
Did
ripped a
you see
fart
my-
when he introduced himself.
Did you have you guys seen my union recruitment post?
No.
Oh my God, guys, we are recruiting today. You should all join us. Join us. We are so epic. We are the most serious gaming group. We just started. Only have 2 guys, but I know soon we will bring 500 to events. I'm so excited. You can all be officers. We are the best regiment you'll ever have. So much fun. Mom said we can play all the events all week, and none of them are even required to come to. Oh my God, that's so cool. And that's the.
I love when people
I
automatically
just
say they
put the
bring
tier
100
list
people
in
to an
mine.
event.
Ego les my CV.
Oh boy.
Um,
Like, no, we'll be.
What's the?
We're gonna talk about recruitment at some point on this. Like
What do you
something
mean?
dedicated to
Make sure
recruitment.
If you do it in Spawn,
I'm
you're
a
a horrible person.
I'm a dedicated waiter skilled at meeting needs of diverse clientele.
Bro, okay, that's going too much off topic, but holy crap, we're getting close to the end here. So I guess does anyone have any things they want to talk about before we call it present, past, or future?
I'm eating Reese's Puffs right now. So
I feel like
Um,
we've
that's
dived
good.
into present, past, and
Uh,
future. Just in
Tier list of
different.
I
Did
know
we?
this has been good. I've enjoyed it.
Bigger
Yeah.
bigger servers are better for the pubs.
I don't think.
So okay,
'Cause
I agree.
if you go back to 200, there's gonna be 200 and then no one in the other one because no one
That's
wants
what I
to
was
see
about to
that.
say. Is that there's always going
I'm
to
not
only
saying
be
go
one
back.
server.
But
yeah, I
think
mean,
400 is. We'll go back
I
to
don't know.
150.
And honestly, the bigger they
It's
keep
not
making
gonna
the
work.
eternal.
bigger the pub server gets, the fuller it gets. So it's like it's bringing more people to the game.
as long as they don't add any more companies in the game, because that
But-
hurts smaller
And,
servers.
I wanted to say this earlier, but I was interrupted by other people. But I think it would be nice if they did a thing like
I
how
think that it
Loose
would be
does.
really cool
Okay,
if-
Bus, I really
Bus.
need you to like be server muted or something.
Can I do that in here?
Yes, you are the owner of the server.
No, but you used to not be able to face cam, stream
This
your
is Battle.net
screen, or
Network.
mute people in stages.
Okay, yeah,
They
but you
don't.
have all the power in here. Okay, but anyway, so you know how Loose has the thing for the infantry squad that you can just add one, and then it's just a new thing. That might be a thing that War of Rights can do.
Yeah, but
I don't think
Hella
that'd be
Loose
too
is
bad.
only 100 aside, you know. So it's just like
That's
yeah,
true,
whatever.
but whatever. Like,
Well, you can have just like I guess, yeah, maybe. But then
I
it
don't
would
think it'd
just
be
be
too
it would
bad.
be abused though, because then if certain sides have more regiments, it's going to be more regiments and more officers and more pistols, especially for CSA regiments when they can get like Lamats, and you can just
Yeah,
pump out
I mean,
Lamats
there's
like it's
that, but-
Christmas morning.
I forgot about
it's
that
a
one.
mechanic. It's a mechanic.
Why you gotta talk like that?
It's how Sevi talks.
I think at least for
That
events,
is
it should be
true,
pumped
yeah.
up to like 6 per side or something.
Server option.
Or just company
Yeah,
scenes. I
I-
don't
I'm
know.
telling you, man,
Could be
if
a
there was a
server
regimental
option.
battle mode where you could pick your own uniforms and pick the number of
Yeah.
officers, that would be
That would
really
There
be
we
cool.
too
go.
bad.
Yeah. And you can even set it before the event to like how many regiments are coming,
You gotta let
Yeah, I don't-
people.
just so you don't
Well,
have
the-
abuse
well,
like
the
Joe was
thing
talking
is,
about.
the thing is you're gonna have to let every single regiment have every rifle basically
The
because at that
flags
point,
might be an issue because that'd
Like,
be
I
a
will
lot of
never-
Holy
spawns.
crap! Imagine that.
Because that'd
I
be
mean,
a lot
that's
of
for
spawns.
the
Would that
devs to figure out.
It-
I don't know
it-
if that would that be defense or offense bias having that many flags spawning people in every 10 seconds?
offense.
Yeah, it's both. If
I
both of them
was
have it,
thinking
Wait, no
whatever.
defense
Yeah.
bias. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, defense.
Probably the option of just disabling the officer limits and NCO limits and all of that is probably. The
I wish they
best,
could
not
do
letting
that, but
more
then like
regiments.
I just wish they'd
still
add, like-
restrict flags so it doesn't bug out.
A sex game mode or something.
Anyways, thank you all for
Sexually
watching the podcast. We've reached an hour long.
Battleline
Network
Sex
I-
Podcast.
Battleline Network
Reporting
reporting live.
Thank
Reporting
you.
battle line.
Battleline live reporting.
And with that
Podcasting,
being said,
podcasting live.
please like, comment, share, subscribe for more. We'll be doing these weekly, except for last week because I had a project due. Oops. But anyways, Battleline Network
Follow my
closing
follow my
out.
OnlyFans.
Have a good night.
OnlyCabs.com.